Goodness gracious me, oh my, it's back o'clock.
Are we back?
It is, in fact, back o'clock.
That's cool.
Hello.
Rusty, check me. Is it back o'clock?
Just a second. Yes, it is.
Excellent. Wonderful. Amazing. Fantastic. Everything I ever hoped it was and more. We're on Pony Island.
Yeah.
Lily's mom went to space. It's probably fine.
Well, she went to, like, ultra space.
Ultra space!
Exactly where she went was ultra space.
Alright. Let's see what we can get out here. Nothing seems to be biting.
You can go get that splashing water.
Yeah, but I want this one instead.
Okay.
A magic carpet. Magic carpet.
You would want magic carp.
Magikarp, more like magic crap, am I right? Ha, got him.
Well done, Rusty.
He did get you.
I bet nobody's ever made that joke before. Hi, I'm Rusty. You can hire me to be a comedian for your event.
What kind of events do you do, Rusty?
I haven't done one yet, but I am funny enough. We have proven now. I think I could start doing them.
Any that will
You
pay
decide what kind of event you want me to do comedy at.
any event that'll pay him money.
I'm good.
Hell, I'll do it for exposure. As long as you're exposing me to that cold, hard cash. You don't have to give it to me. Just let me feel it. See? I got you to chuckle there,
Yeah,
comedian.
that was pretty funny. Alright, we're gonna do what this thing says in Wonderlocke.
This is how I actually announce my bid to start being a comedian.
A pretty good bit.
Well, it would be a bit.
What if I did a tight 10 just at the top of this without telling you guys? Just did a whole 10-minute set.
I gotta say, you would be really, really pressed to do some good crowd work in our stream. By the way, we did get a Aerodactyl from one of the NPCs, so we're gonna trade it too.
You two there in the back that know each other, and the gray and the red shirts. You came together, right? How do you know each other?
Well, you see, we don't.
Are you fucking?
Don't engage. Don't engage. We don't want to be hecklers.
Oh, you're brothers? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to imply anything. That's my bad. But are you fucking?
Call it more of a maroon than a red. Do you already have
Listen, Nathan set up crowd work, and I had to work with what I had.
I don't have an Oricorio.
But you don't get to keep
Look
it.
like you were a Corio.
I get to keep this one. This is the dancing Pokemon, Oricorio. This Oricorio has sipped red nectar. Its passionate dance moves cause its enemies to combust in both body and mind. Does that mean it sets your brain on fire?
That is the implication. Also, have you ever broke it down so hard that other people caught on fire?
Oh, the Oricorio was a trade.
Yes.
Yes.
You do get to keep it. Okay.
Yes, I traded the Aerodactyl for it.
Got it. Okay.
What's up, buddy?
Immediately swap the Magikarp for a Gyarados.
That'd be very funny. Let's see what Ruddy from Baja California says.
Is that where they invented it? Baja Blast?
To get this Baja Blast, we had to go right to the source.
Earlier today... Ooh!
That's a pretty good mon, dude.
Oh, fuck off, man.
No, it's just another fish. Throw it back.
Earlier today, Alexis came in the room and was like, Baja? And I was like, what? She was like, Baja?
Baja?
And we went back and forth like this for like 7 minutes. And finally, I realized that she was holding a Baja Blast in her hand.
It's just like making sounds at you. You trying to give me an out? Yeah. I've been here too long to seek an out. Rusty's been having me on this stream for far too long. Man, Ruddy, you know how to give them. Still got pokers. What a champ.
I mean,
That's a good whale.
Technically, with your shiny claws.
I've been legit.
Yeah,
Pokemon
I know. He's not gonna use it.
It's totally a real mon. Well, it wouldn't be obedient even if I tried to.
What level? Oh, it was 100. And you're only at like 90 or
Oh,
something.
man. We're on a whale streak here.
Yeah.
This whale not as good.
No, it's probably not as good as a level 100 Kyogre.
I like how round this whale is.
I hope this whale doesn't fail.
That whale can't fail.
Any good random facts?
What type of random facts do you want? Because I can give you some random facts.
Do you have a random fact? Like, do you have something ready to go?
No, I was just, I didn't realize I hadn't actually checked the, I mean, if you've got the channel points, you can do some of the redemptions, or we can just literally
Tell you a random fact that you know?
Yeah. Give me a subject, and I will give you a random fact that I know.
Here's a fact. There are shops in the Festival Plaza where you can get bottle caps and gold bottle caps. Gather as many as you can to get down for some hyper training.
Do they still call it hyper training?
They do. Though you may be thinking of super training, which was a thing in Gen 6.
I miss super training.
Both super training and hyper training were things, and I was like, I couldn't remember if they still did either of them.
A mini game to consistently train your Pokemon stats was really good, and I'm bummed they got rid of that mechanic.
I'll give you a random Pokemon fact. I just learned about how IVs are transferred from the Pokemon Go to the main series.
Did you do a redemption? We didn't see it.
It just might have been before.
You guys are not doing a great job of moderating.
Well, you see, I would use your laptop, other than it won't let me log in because it's too old.
But I'll give you a random Pokemon fact. When you transfer a Pokemon from Pokemon Go to the main series, the offensive and defensive stats are paired in such a way that the IV is the same for both. So if you have a Pokemon with perfect attack, you also have a Pokemon with perfect special attack.
Interesting. Because I think on Pokemon Go it's only got 3 stats.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. It's just
it's HP, offensive stats. No, it's 4 stats. HP, offensive stats, defensive stats, speed.
Yeah.
I think speed isn't factored in Go. I think it's just a random thing that gets transferred.
Yeah. It counts on you. So in Go, when you attack things, it's how fast you can tap, what the move speed is, and all of that. So I bet those Tetris Hyper Tapper guys, I bet they would be really good at Go.
In the Mass Effect series, the Geth are a sentient race of robots that had been originally invented by the Quarians and gain sentience through increased networking capabilities. But for designing the games, they actually designed the Geth first and worked backwards from there to design a race of people that looked like they had invented Geth.
Interesting. Y'all gave facts. I should give a fact. I don't know. All of my sports facts right now are tied up in Toby Keith.
To take the episode,
Yeah.
Toby Keith,
Noted athlete Toby Keith.
Well, so
he was a pretty big sports guy.
he's a pretty big sports guy in.
To date the episode, Toby Keith passed away here
Literally, like last
night due to cancer.
Yeah.
I know he had been sick for a while.
He had been sick for a while.
Every so often he'd like show up on the sidelines at a
Yeah.
football game, and he did not look great.
No, you could tell he was very thin, and it had taken a toll on him. But he technically competed in athletic events. He knocked somebody out in a WWE event. Yeah. Actually, like, suplexed a guy.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah. I don't know anything about WWE or any of that wrestling ilk.
Wrestling?
Yeah.
You're not a wrestleman?
No. But later on this week, college, as a hypertapper person, smartphone solely
Register about 1 in 5 taps for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do prefer my tactile buttons.
Yeah.
I actually had a pretty good Bop Yama score back in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire.
Yeah. I know that, like, people that actually like...
I can do the kind of arm vibrate thing, but it hurts if I do it too bad.
Yeah. I'm terrible at the arm vibrate. I am better at the, like, circle mash for, like when you just need straight inputs. I'm much better at that. So, like, mashing for smash, I'm really good at mashing. In an instance like that, I'm not as great at mashing, like, single buttons.
Have you seen somebody walk through how to do rolling for Tetris?
Yeah.
Ian showed me that video at one point.
Yeah. Yeah.
And fun fact, the guy who got the kill screen was from Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm. He was...
Shout out to fellow Oklahomies.
Yeah.
Also,
shout out
fun
to fellow
fact.
Oklahoma Toby Keith.
Yeah.
He also fun fact. That kid that quote unquote beat Tetris got signed by Complexly to be a professional athlete.
Oh, good for him.
That's the like charity company that the Green Brothers run.
Yeah, that's really sick. I'm glad that they are sponsoring people in the esports and esports adjacent world. Right now, esports needs it. Jesus Christ.
Hapu is taking a very tall drink of water here.
She's drinking deep.
But go sponsor Cody Schwab. That's a Smash thing, and that's all I'm gonna start about it. But anyway, I was saying that later on this week, collegiate softball starts, and right now, in the preseason ranking, the Oklahoma Sooners are the unanimous number 1, which is not surprising if you.
I was going to say, if you've been following softball
at all recently, OU has won like 5 of the last 9, and 3 of the last 4.
They are the Globetrotters to everybody else's Generals.
And they are of course the reigning national champions. They lost 1 game all season last year.
That's impressive.
Yeah. on their road to winning the World Series, college softball World Series last year. They set a record for longest win streak, which is at 50 something right now. I don't know. It's been a year since I've looked at that stat, but that's my random fact for the day. Go support softball because not just because Oklahoma, but because supporting women's sports is very important and vital.
Our official Cobra Strike Lightning Bolt stance is pro women.
Yeah, no, we're
hot take. Women are pretty neat.
Women are pretty neat, and honestly, college softball. If you're like, all right, cool, I want to support women's sports, but I hate watching baseball. Unironically, softball is so much better to watch than baseball. One, it's faster. It is just straight up shorter. A game is 7 innings as compared to 9, and it's just it moves very quickly. There's not the 5 or 6 minutes of downtime in between batters that sometimes
you get in baseball.
You get in baseball, and it's just like it's a fun sport to watch.
One of my very favorite women's sports stories is the U.S. teams were training for the Olympics in swimming, and the men's swim team had to relocate to a different location because I don't remember, is her name Katie or Becky Ledecky?
Katie Ledecky.
Yeah, Katie Ledecky.
Katie Ledecky she was outside of the team, just swimming in the pool on her own time, and like her just warm up practice was crushing any time that the men's team could do, and they got so butthurt about it they had to go swim in a different pool.
If we're gonna give more fun facts about Katie Ledecky, she is the best female distance swimmer of all time, and it is not close. And what I mean by it's not close is she has like the top 30 times ever posted. Like if you go look at her times on like the is it the 1800? I think.
That sounds right.
Yeah. If you go look at like the best
Big fan of Katie Ledecky because I was a
Yeah.
distance swimmer back in the day.
Yeah. If you go look at Katie Ledecky's, or if you go look at like the records for like the best you can go like by laps, you can go by just straight up like completing the 1800.
The Wayne Gretzky of swimming.
Nathan, is that another thing that we have in common? We used to be distance swimmers.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
About you.
Dad.
Or about me. No.
Dad was a swimmer in high school, and so he got us into it real early.
Mm-hmm.
And back when we were in Jinx, I was on the swim team, and that was my speciality, was the long distance, like IM and stuff.
Yep. I was never quite as good.
That's why I was always doing the mile swim at camp.
I would have been a lot better at distance swimming if I could do the butterfly well. I never got good at butterfly, but I got decently good at everything else, and would make up a lot of time in breaststroke. I was
breaststroke was my best time. In the sprints, I was the best in the team at the breaststroke. I was not a particularly gifted sprinter in any of the other events, but I was probably our team's best in like the long distance, like IM and stuff.
I don't think I was the fastest sprinter at breaststroke on my team, but of the kinds of people that did long distance, anybody that did IM, their focus was clearly not the breaststroke. It was like freestyle or backstroke. But I was definitely the fastest at breaststroke in IM.
I would say that of the swimming strokes, the breaststroke is probably considered the least sexy among them, with of course the fly being
breast is in the name.
Yeah, I know. But
We went so long without making that joke.
Like I said, I was never a particularly good sprinter, but I was probably one of the best on the team in the long distance events, at least for the age group that I was in.
Butterfly
Hey,
is
Oklahoma.
crazy.
yeah, the butterfly is. I could never really do it. I could, at my best, I could get like 3 strokes of it, and that was when I was swimming all the time.
I was the same way at like when I had to do like track and stuff. I was never particularly good at sprints, but I had one of the better distance times. Some people are just not built for swimming. Swimming is a lot of like your body just has to be shaped in the correct way for it.
Yeah.
No. Do we already have a member of the Routes family? I believe we do.
I think so, yeah.
We didn't get a... Yeah, it's right here. Back in the turret with you. But like you can read a bunch of articles about how like Michael Phelps is literally like this weird mutant that was like built for swimming.
Yeah. Like, one, he's like stupid tall.
He is.
He's like 6'4", 6'5" anyway,
But he's
but his
literally, like,
wingspan
he,
is like 7'1" or something.
Like literally it's just like he respires different.
Yeah.
And his feet are like webbed,
Yeah.
like actually. They're just like enormous and flat.
Just a weird
Yeah.
Doug Jones fish man.
A little bit.
Ghastly.
Do you already have a Ghastly line?
I don't know. See if I get the dex entry here. Wonderlocke.
That's a cool name for a Ghastly.
It's probably its name in some other language.
Oh man, wouldn't it be wild if you got a Mewtwo on his birthday?
That'd be very good.
Would be.
Also, happy birthday, Mewtwo. Looks like I don't have a Ghastly. The reason I didn't get the dex entry is because we caught a Ghastly when we were in Howley Cemetery at the beginning of the game.
Yep.
And traded it away. Yep.
And now that we've got the Machamp Ride pager, we're actually going to take a small detour.
I was never a great athlete at particularly anything. The thing I was most successful at was probably football, and that was because I was big enough that I'm not particularly strong, not fast, though I tended to be the fastest of the linemen, at least the keys. Which is one of the schools that Nathan and I went to in our journey. We had a lot. We went to a lot of different schools, I think.
There is, in fact, a secret cave in Lush Jungle. There are a couple of routes that you can kind of go back and do now that you have strength.
Yeah.
But I specifically want to go here.
But I was an okay defensive lineman because I was big enough and just strong enough that that they couldn't that they had to put 2 people on me. So I never had like I barely had any stats when playing football.
Spoilers, Isaac.
Yeah. I barely had any stats when playing football, but what I did was what I was pretty good at was something in football that's called 2-gapping, and what that means is I was put as a nose guard, and it was my job to not let anything go in the A gaps. I had I covered both A gaps. And so typically I had to be double teamed by the center and a guard.
If you were Fonzie, you'd have to block the A gap.
Thank you. And so what that does is that means that I don't really get any of the stats, but I eat up enough blocks that that our linebackers get to go clean it up, and that's kind of how that's how most people have to play, because being a defensive lineman is very hard. If being a really good defensive lineman is very hard. But thankfully, when I played, we actually had a really good linebacker, set of linebackers behind us. There's one of the only good things about our football team. I stopped playing part of the way through high school, but the linebacker that was behind me, his name was Dylan Clark. He was one of my better friends in high school, and he was actually All-State his last couple of years. He was an All-State linebacker.
In this game, you have to get the Flying EMZ after you get the Machamp ride pager, which is like way late in the game. In Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, they just put it behind the Rock Smash Rocks, so you can get it way earlier before the second island.
I was gonna say you can get that one in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. You can get it very
Not
early.
in this game. But now we can use the Flying Z move. Supersonic Sky Strike, if I recall correctly.
But I'm just not talking about football now. I think Rusty's dying.
You killed him!
I know.
Yeah, I don't have a lot to contribute to that conversation.
I did a lot of sports talk, and thank you for putting up with it, Rusty.
Go, sports, go.
Hey, I don't always get to be a big sports ball fan I almost said podcast, on this stream.
Not yet.
It
One day we will get to a podcast, and I will achieve mediocre white man nirvana.
You've made that joke a couple of streams in a row. Are you feeling okay about your like self-worth and stuff lately, man?
Just, like, it's gonna happen. I don't want to, like, pretend I'm something I'm not,
And Nathan is a mid-white boy.
The middest.
I mean, that might be what it takes for us. Famously, Aaron Hansen said, "I want you to kill me if I ever do a Let's Play." If we had a podcast that was as popular as the Grumps, I would fucking do it.
Oh, I know this one. This one's very easy for me, but I'll let Nathan and Rusty answer first if they want to. Isaac asked a sports question for all that want to answer. What's the most accomplished you felt after you did something in sports?
I've done a few mile swims. That might be up there.
Yeah. Do you have
so this isn't
Iron Staffer is probably what I'd say. I don't know if that counts as
quite.
sports.
This isn't quite sports for me, but so we talked about it. I was on the swim team as a young, and I kind of dropped out as I moved into high school. And then in my early 20s, I had a horrifically bad case of pneumonia that I am still not recovered from, and I'm in my 30s. It's been more than a decade, and I'm still not recovered from it. I was in the hospital for 11 days. But a couple of years after I got out of the hospital with pneumonia, and my lungs were in very, very bad condition, we did. I helped with recertifying lifeguards at the summer camp that we work at, and even despite all of the damage that my lungs had taken, I beat everybody, including the instructor that I was assisting at brick races.
Which is where you dive down to the bottom of a pool and pick up a brick.
Yeah.
You swim across the. You have to start on the other side of the pool, and do a surface dive, holding your breath after having swam the length of the pool. Yeah. And I felt,
and some people are just not built for that.
I have a
it's difficult.
I struggle with the brick test. I failed the brick test 6 times in a row, by like 2 or 3 seconds each time, and then I finally.
It's tough.
And then I finally got it. Friend of all of us, Grandpa. I'm not going to use his actual name. We'll just stick.
Protect the innocent.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not innocent, but
yeah,
okay.
but he, he hasn't consented to our business. He was the first time that I did lifeguard. It was with him, and he was a jerk to me. But he was like, he was like, hey man, you can, because I had done it literally 6 times, like in a row. He's like, man, you like take a break, and I'm like, no, give me one more shot, and it was like, I got it. Just that time, I was like pissed, and Nathan can tell you I could get angry.
He can.
And so that time I guess with my anger, I just like, I don't know where I came from, but like beat it, finally got it in like shaved like 10 seconds off of my fastest time doing it that time, and I was exhausted when I did it, and so Grandpa had been kind of a jerk to me through all of this, but I did it, and he doesn't remember this at all. And I came back up, and he was like, and that was like when I earned his respect for that class. And I was like a 16-year-old still at this time, but I was exhausted after that. But
that'll do it to you.
But yeah. Because at that point, he had said that if you didn't pass the brick test the first day, you couldn't come back. He wasn't gonna let me come back. And I was like, this guy's kind of been an asshole to me. I love him to death now. He is one of my better camp friends. But he was absolutely been an asshole to me that day, and I was just like, I was fed up with it.
I will say, spite is frequently a good motivator for you.
But that wasn't it for me. It was 15. I knocked out a year-old man who was very fit. I assume that was in your martial arts career. You didn't just roll up and just knock a dude out.
Mad respect if that is what happened.
Yeah. But mine was the last year I played football. We played. There's a school near us that's actually very good at football. Put out plenty of D1 talent. Vian for Nathan. And the school we went to at that point was a new high school. Like Nathan was. You were like the 5th graduating class or something?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I was the 10th, so you might have been the 6th, but
something like that.
But in that time, the high school that we went to had never beaten Vian, and we still hadn't. Like we didn't win this game, but we lost a heartbreaker. I'm actually pretty upset about it. It was a they broke a kick return off in the last couple of minutes, and we could never get the lead back after that. But it was when I was still playing, and it was the best drive I've ever had. As a defensive lineman, I got 2 tackle for losses in a row and then a sack. And I ended that drive. Like, I didn't let them get a yard that drive, and I specifically ended it and made them punt. And that was far and away the best, the best I had ever done. At that point, I was probably, that was one of our last games, and I might have had 5 or 6 tackles, like, on the season up to that point. Like,
I will say, as I was getting to the end of my duration of being in football, they put me down as a nose guard, and the occasional time where I would get through and actually disrupt a play was pretty satisfying.
Yeah. And going back and watching, it was like the running back, there was absolutely like open holes. The running back just didn't he ran into me on like one of them. He absolutely just ran into me. The other one I actually did like tackle him. I would say that I broke through the line and tackled him. And then of course with the sack, I broke through it and got that. So I was pretty happy with that. But like that was like the thing that I had done. I ended that drive. Like I didn't let a yard. They didn't get a yard. They lost like four yards I think total on that drive, and that was all me. And so I was pretty happy.
I was gonna say, once you kind of figure out, I actually know how to throw my weight around and can put a guy on his ass, then that's a pretty satisfying thing.
And again, they single blocked me for that drive, and I was able to.
That was a mistake.
And I was able to do it. I was not good at football, but I was big enough and had just enough strength that I could at least push back the center, so they needed to have a second guy on me. And I would eat a double team and let the linebackers actually like go do stuff. And that was what I did for the majority of my football career. I think I only played my freshman and maybe my sophomore year, and I might have had like 10 tackles total in my career. But there was one drive against Miami, the team that we didn't like, that I completely stopped the drive. So I was happy with that. Well, I'm a big boy.
Yeah, we don't make him small around here.
No, and so I was, and trust me, I got put on my ass a lot. But especially there in the beginning. But by the end, I had gotten to where I was at least able to hold my own for the most part.
Let's see if I have any water moves I can teach my Swampert.
I mean, worst comes to worst, you've got Scald.
Scald is okay.
I was gonna say you've got Surf. Do you have Surf?
Not sure I do. There's
Eh.
Scald.
Listen, on mine, I'm running Surf. Yeah, it's an X, but...
To my X. Last night...
the wonderful reason. Yeah. But that was the only, that was, the coolest sports thing. The other fun kind of, what I would say athletic feat story I have, is, so we were all in scouts together, and that's kind of how we all met and how we all became friends. In the scout troop that Nathan and I were in, we were helping with one of the younger one of the younger Cub Scout packs, and they did. Listen, I know. And they did. What were the cars that they ran down the hill?
Pinewood Derby?
No, not Pinewood Derby. The ones they actually drove.
I'm not
Like he was like a soapbox type car. But like we were helping.
The only ones I'm aware of are Pinewood Derby and Rain Gutter Regatta.
Yeah. Well, no, they were actually in the cars. It was.
Oh, are you talking about like a? I think it was like a soapbox sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And it was just they just ran down the hill, and so I was helping with that. I was down at the bottom of the hill making sure kids didn't get hit, and we had a bunch of like hay bales and stuff that they were kind of boxed into. But there was one kid. He was the smallest kid, probably the youngest, I would assume. He was scared the entire time, and I was like, "Oh, this isn't gonna go well when he gets into the car." I was absolutely right. He absolutely froze. Like he let go of the steering wheel, was coming, and there's a big brake right in front of him that they pull, and you yell at them, pull the brake. I was yelling at this kid, fear in his eyes, and of course he came right for me. Like I had tried to move out of the way, and of course, Jesus, whoever took over the wheel, turned it right at me. And so I jumped out of the way. Thankfully, he didn't hit me. He hit and he hit one of the hay bales. Kid popped right out after it stopped and had the biggest smile on his face. I was glad for the kid. And there were a couple of the dads like right next to me. As I was catching, I was like 16 or 17 at the time, so I was, that's why I was one of the ones back there, like catching the kids. So like I jumped out of the way, and so I go make sure the kid's good. He had a big smile on his face. He was actually really good at it after that. I was glad, he got over it. After.
I mean, how could it go worse?
Yeah. And so I check on the kid, and then I see the dads, and they are laughing their ass off. And I kind of go over there, and I'm like, yeah, thanks guys. I'm like, yeah, the kid's fine.
That's okay, kids bounce.
Yeah, and they were like, dude, you got horizontal in air, like. Apparently, I didn't jump out of the way. I jumped over it. And they said I was almost horizontal. I landed on my feet. And they were like, and
you were not small at 16.
And I was not small. I'm not as big as I was now. A little better shape then. But I was like, they're like, dude, you got horizontal. They weren't laughing at the kid. They were laughing at me. Cause they were like, we thought that was gonna go really bad, and yeah, it was like they're like, you got horizontal in the air, man. I'm like, cool. Hold on, we're having
sure that we're not getting any feedback here.
Yeah,
one of the
joys of doing actual hardware, which we are playing. On actual hardware is that
and I will say
our setup is a little
input cable for the headphone jack is not particularly fantastic.
Yeah, our inputs, our setup is a little jank, especially for capturing audio.
It adds to the charm.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying it's really cool that we've got this, but it's a little patched together. But yeah. But I was like, yeah, no, the kid's fine. And they're like, yeah, dude, you got horizontal. I'm like, cool.
We're at least hearing it through the headphones, but again,
And
things kind of buzz each other.
We're pretty sure that it's just our headphones. Again, we've got like a splitter that's on our headphones, and if you hear it, it would just be a slight buzzing. We're 99% sure it's just us, but we're just trying to make sure that that's not happening.
Definitely don't want to use it.
Just hit it with a bug move.
I want to catch it.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
And I don't want to stay in because I'm poison type.
That's fair.
And it's psychic type.
It is psychic.
You can do that levitating pizza thing. He gave my Ampharos anxiety!
Damn, dude, that sucks.
It's worry seed. Now it can't count sheep. But it is sheep!
Is Ampharos still a sheep? I don't think it is. It has flippers.
Look, it's related
If
to...
you show me a sheep with flippers.
It's related to Mareep, right? It's just a grown-up Mareep, right? You tell me that Mareep isn't a sheep.
I think it evolved from a sheep into something not a sheep.
Well, then what is it? Bullshit.
That is a good question. Bulbapedia, I have a question for you. Tell me about Ampharos.
If you're hearing an echo, it's probably us echoing out of Rusty's speakers.
Yeah, we are getting a bit of echo.
Okay, I'll put headphones on.
Get in the damn ball.
No.
This will be better.
That should fix it.
You are at night. At night.
There we go. I would like to give Execute a nickname. It's going to be Wonderlocke. We're going to trade this bad boy. Send it to a box.
Are you gonna offer someone an egg in these
I
trying
am,
times?
in fact, going to offer somebody an egg in these trying times.
Bulbapedia just says sheared sheep.
Yeah, probably. That makes sense. Rusty, do you have anything you want to talk about now that you've let me talk about sports the entire time?
You can talk about anything you want as long as it's related to football or sports.
Hey, he can talk about stuff like baseball too. It's fine.
Why would we ever talk about baseball on this channel?
I love base of the ball. Let's see. Has anything been going on? I took my first final yesterday, and my NVIDIA video card drivers decided to update in the middle of my proctored test, which caused me to auto-fail the test. So that's cool.
That sounds like John's to me, Rusty.
But it looks like I haven't emailed them back yet. I put in a support ticket like, hey, is there anything we can do about this? It looks like they're going to let me either keep the score that I had made, which is enough to pass the class and all I need, or they're going to remove the strike from my account because it was a legitimate mistake. I haven't decided which one I want to do. I'm leaning towards just taking because I was like 90% done with the test. And even with those last 10 or so questions missing, I still passed. So it's a entry-level college course. I'm not going to get a better job because I got an A on History 101.
Yeah.
This is a cool Slurpuff.
He's got Pokerus.
It does have Pokerus.
Kind of.
I'm glad I got that. I kind of like Slurpuff. Way back when Gen 6 was new, they had a pre-bank format on Showdown, and Slurpuff was one of the Pokemon I used because it got Belly Drum and Unburden, and that's a cool combo.
Belly Drum, Unburdened, Slurpuff. Slurping up the competition.
You got this, Lily.
Have you ever been attacked by a tree before?
Kick its ass. Go,
I
Lily,
pulled
go.
a tree. I pulled a tree out by the roots 2 times in my life.
Why didn't you list that in your sports accomplishments?
I'm not as proud of that as the time I, after getting out of the hospital, beat a bunch of lifeguards at the Brick Trust.
This is actually the first time on stream we're going to show the Bugsy move.
No. You were using it earlier.
Yes, but we weren't.
Not on stream.
Oh, we weren't live. You're right.
He used it a bunch before stream.
I was grinding my desktops.
Is that what the kids are calling it these days?
It would be really funny if he was still
sticking out of it. That is a funny move to use on a Pokemon this tall.
I do like that they lean into how tall he is.
Yeah. The just refusing to show the entire Pokemon is just like, yeah, he's up there. That is very funny to me. Oh, Pixely Lily.
Pixelily.
I will say I do think it is a crime that Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon turned her into a fairy specialist instead of an ice specialist. Because she has an Alolan Vulpix in the show. And Alola already has a fairy specialist in Mina. And as a matter of fact, Ice is the only type that Alola doesn't have a specialist. Guys, we've got to have an emotional moment. Rain and Alola, huh? My skirt got a bit wet.
Gross.
Looking out at the rain like this reminds me of the one time when I was little. I'd seen it in a movie, this man singing and dancing in the rain. I think it was called Singin' in the Rain. It captivated me so much that I had to try it for myself. My mother spotted me out in the rain, and she was so shocked that she ran right out after me without even bothering to get an umbrella. And then she smiled and danced with me in the rain. Of course, we both ended up catching cold. She let me sleep in her big bed with her. I was so happy that I kept waking her again and again just to be sure it wasn't a dream. But then she changed. All she would think about was the Ultra Beasts. And Null and Nebby, they both ended up suffering so much I couldn't do anything. But you know what, fart-ass%? You know what, fart-ass%? Whenever I feel like there's nothing I can do, you seem to show up and you do something. Every time, you've shown me that it's possible to do something. Even when we first met, Nebby was being attacked and all I could do was look on in horror. And at Aether Paradise, all I could do was wait for you and the others to save me. Whenever I'm in any sort of trouble, you're always there. Fart-ass%, what are you going to do once you finish your island challenge? I'm going to get stronger. Must be nice knowing what you want to do. I really admire that. I think I'd like to become a trainer too and travel together with you, fart-ass%. I'm going to catch flies in my open mouth.
Damn, Nathan.
Ah! Maybe there really are some good omens sometimes, wouldn't you say? Cute little meteor shower.
It's all of the Ultra Beast falling.
Gonna go back here, because there's secrets. Guess if I get a Feebas, it's nice.
I was gonna say.
I did a little bit of the battle tree after the games had come out. And if I'm remembering correctly, that's one of those ones where they sometimes, like, cheat at you.
Where they, like, read what your inputs are?
Yeah. If I remember correctly, there are a lot of really cheesy, like bright powder type shenanigans.
Get the flute. You got the moon flute.
I don't think the battle tree is super hard.
There are, like, sets out there online that you can do, look up, and I think that are pretty successful. I remember...
You can also just hyper train good Pokemon.
Yeah. I remember getting a lot of success with a multi-scale Dragonite.
I remember getting a lot of success with one of the best Pokemon that's ever existed.
What's that?
Ian was making fun of you. He said, "I've had a lot of success with one of the best Pokemon that have ever existed."
I don't know if I'd go so far as to say that, but
Multi-scale Dragonite, I think, does count as one of the best.
it's good.
I would say it's in, I don't know, the top 10% of Pokemon to exist.
I don't know what was good in like the 3 singles format back in those days. You know what was good in the singles format in Sun and Moon was Mimikyu.
I don't need a flute to summon moons wherever I go. I carry it with me. Isaac.
Is that a pull your pants down and show your butt mooning type joke?
Well, I had to beat you guys to the butt joke because you were going to make one that was worse if I didn't.
Yeah, I had to like work my way backwards from that.
Yeah, yeah, a little bit. That was not your best work. I would not include that in your tight 10 minutes.
I appreciate the feedback.
Yeah. I can sleep in Hapu's bed.
At least take your goddamn shoes off, man.
Somebody might be upset about it.
Not that Meowth. That Meowth is not upset about it.
Meow. Ah!
Meowth is upset about it.
Looks like something fell from Meowth's hand. I got an awakening.
Wake the fuck up!
Oh, I haven't
just
updated
remember that
Pokemon with
interaction.
hats in a while.
Figured it was worth showing that interaction on stream.
Yeah.
It's a fun one.
I forgot it existed, so it was a good call.
I didn't know it existed.
I knew it because Nathan told me to go do it. Buggy UMC. Well, you're going for the Psychic UMC right here, huh?
I am.
I wonder why.
No reason.
Not like you've got a loud dragon or something you're about to fight. Oh, I forgot about these fuckers.
I was going to say, a bunch of poison guys before that. Yeah, Isaac, that is an interesting timing. It was pretty good. I haven't updated in a long time, but that quote was referencing a Twitter account that I actually do run called Pokemon with Lids.
we're referencing.
He does not run the account Pokemon with assholes.
And that was specifically referencing, I think, Torchic. I think we were having
the spot on the butt.
Yeah.
I mean, how many Pokemon have animated assholes? There's not too many. Torchic, a notable exception.
Cut her to the bone. She's gonna need stitches, Nate. What are you doing, dude?
Cut her to the bone with his mind bullets. With his psychic mind bullets. It's telekinesis, Kyle. Got a little bit of a smirk out of Nathan for that one.
I don't know how fun that fact is, dude.
That's incredible. That's excellent news.
Okay.
I mean, somebody had to report it. I want that person banned. God, I can't look at that without the words Bonsley hole just really pop out. It's the only thing I can see every time I glance at
Clearly,
chat.
you need to strike it from the record by putting up another quote, so we can talk about literally anything else. Yeet the rat.
I wonder what we were talking about almost 2 months ago. Because I don't...
That would be 2 years and 2 months ago.
Oh, yeah. 2 years is what I meant to say.
Was that when we were doing, what's the game? Civ? I don't think we really got into nuclear ages.
Oh, we need to,
Yep, I'm seeing that.
we need to give him a gift sub. We need to go sub, Nightbot. Somebody had to take out the children.
Nuke the whales! Gotta nuke something.
I have a hot take. Golbat's mouth is too big.
You've had that take for a long time.
Also, get out a sticky note or something and look up a reference of Golbat and draw it for yourself, but don't draw the wings. It's very good.
Little bean feet.
It's just a big screaming bean.
It's time to fight Pumeria again. Are you ready?
Do you think the pink on her torso is an actual tattoo or body paint?
It's makeup. She gets rid of it.
Ah.
Both her and Guzma get a slight redesign in the post game.
Mm-hmm.
She takes out
Gotcha.
her little skull things and replaces it with a bandana, I think.
Poisium Z.
I was thinking we had to fight her, but I don't think we actually do. I just knew that we talked to her.
Well, you've got the aforementioned fighting dragon as well.
Yeah. Over here. What?
Which swoosed me when it didn't show up here in Ultrasun Ultramoon.
Is Rusty complaining about sound type again?
No. Tell him no, Nathan.
Maybe when he gets back. Let him stew on that. Alright. I think I want to do a little bit of changing and rearranging. And I've got a fun strategy for this next fight. I'm going to give you a key bear. What else do I want to give it? Guess we're gonna opt for Scald. I don't love that. Rusty, is it true? Do you say no?
I have. I make fun of Darth Vader all the time.
No. Alright. How else do we want to rearrange a team?
I have a hot take about Star Wars. The first 3/4 of the Obi-Wan show were very, very good, and the last last 2 episodes, really dropped the ball on what I liked about the show. Particularly on its own, outside of any context, the final fight between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader is cool and
Like the
well
choreography
animated.
of it.
The choreography of it is great, phenomenal. Jedi are at their best on screen. My on-screen opinion of Jedi is that they're at their best when they are weird little monks having moral fights about what's right and wrong, and that kind of a thing. Being superpowered space wizards is really great for video games, and kind of weird for Star Wars, especially in an attempt to bring back that nostalgic feeling from the original Star Wars, like Obi-Wan was trying to do. It did such a good job of that for the first most of it. But then it's like Obi-Wan got his powers back. It kind of defeats the whole purpose of the thing, which is to have a more deliberate conversation about light and dark and individual action versus the power of empire. And, it just sucks that they had such a great most of that show and then threw it away in order for some admittedly cool special effects to happen. like the problem with Palpatine in the original Star Wars was not that he was an ungodly powerful Sith warrior who could defeat entire armies at once.
Yeah.
The lightning was kind of a surprise.
Yeah.
The problem with Palpatine was that he was the head of an empire, and you had this ragtag group of rebels that were trying to fight against an empire. And the mysticism brought character to the characters.
Yeah.
And it kind of defined who they were, but it didn't really define even really what they were capable of for the most part. It was more of an emotional and inspirational thing than it was level up and get more strong to beat the Empire, right?
How did we get on Palpatine?
He's giving us his hot take on the Obi-Wan show. Yes, a super potion will do.
You guess.
This one's going to be a little bit more of a battle of attrition.
Battle of Mom's attrition.
And for that, we're going to kind of try and stay
Healthy. He's a sleepy Dugtrio. He's no longer sleepy.
I said, go the fuck to sleep.
Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep. Put up Sandstorm again. Like a fool. Good job. Wow.
I like him thick.
Stop that.
The thick muck.
Going all the way down to -6.
Hell yeah, brother. Oh, it's Sandvale. You dick. Crit. Can I get a burn?
No.
Try this. Hope this doesn't crit. We're gonna do a little bit of cute little max potion here.
So far, she's kind of had answers to your setup.
I'll be right back, fellas.
That crit was mean. I'm hoping I can just kind of take it.
It's a good turn of second sleep. A good second turn of sleep. Ah,
Just
God, even with the crit.
Bitch.
Burn? No.
You can't burn. Is asleep. If I can get that crit here, that'd be kind of nice.
Negative.
Just in case she decides she wants to be mean and crit me again, I'm gonna heal her.
You should.
Even with a crit, I should be able to comfortably take the Xeno.
You did raise your defense a lot.
I should be at max defense. Take me to the center of the earth. Stamina! I think we just win though. Ha! Good dodge. Habu.
Good job.
Do I stay out and do this wall setup? I don't think I have Gastrodon's kind of weird. I'm going to heal up here again, just in case it decides it wants to crit me. Good dodge. If you drop my accuracy, I'm going to be pissed off at you.
I was wondering.
I keep just missing these KOs. It's very annoying.
But Nate, you lowered his speed, so hopefully you'll outspeed, right? No.
My potty mouth has been punished to make me super duper slow. I've been cursing too much.
Fuck. Shit. Oh, I mean, goddamn. Fuck. God.
And Swampert's going to really appreciate that I have the Z Crystal.
I really appreciate this chance, fart ass percent.
Need an older move for Ice Punch. Goodbye, Fire Punch.
Yeah.
So, the Pokemon that I just taught Ice Punch can also know Fire Punch. What Pokemon is it?
There are a lot of Pokemon that meet that description, Ian.
All three Hitmons.
Especially since you're playing a Gen 2 game, they're TMs. It's a broad
Any monkey?
pool.
Any monkey starter.
Well, I'm playing Gen 2.
Apom, Ambipom.
Yeah.
Who
Apom, Ambipom.
I would say the most lucrative in Gen 2 that you'd be getting around Goldenrod would probably be the Abraline.
What?
The most lucrative in Gen 2 would probably be the Abraline.
It is, in fact, the Abraline. I taught my Kadabra Ice Punch.
I have played a Johto Gamer 10.
Doesn't Abra have like 110 base special attack?
It's pretty good.
I don't know if Abra's got 110.
The Abraline in Gen 2 Johto is considered pretty OP because of the elemental punches.
Right now he knows Psychic, 2 Elemental Punches, and Teleport. I probably should have gotten rid of Teleport there, but that's...
Oh, yeah, and the elemental punches are
They're still
special
in
moves.
this game, so...
They are.
They're... So, my...
Essentially, it's got Bolt Beam.
Yeah. It's got slightly less than the normal 2 moves for Bolt Beam, but yeah, it's got Bolt Beam, and back when Bolt Beam hit everything.
It still hits most things.
It does.
I always love the music in this area.
It's very good.
And fun fact, this is a secret area.
Secret, I've got a secret. Yeah, you get to...
I got another max potion.
It's probably not a bad call for having healing.
Lily, I am nuzlocking.
She don't know that?
She just gave you a bunch of cash. If she gave you, if that conversation was, it got you this 1,400 Poké-Dollars instead of this max revive or
I
whatever.
kind of feel like she's a rich girl buying my affection. And I am not about that.
Yes, you are. Shut the fuck up.
I'm gonna give you the Groundios. Because for some reason you still haven't learned Earthquake.
Yeah, Swampert gets Earthquake stupidly. I didn't get Earthquake until 50 something. Again, that's in Pokemon X, so take that with a
It's probably around the same time.
grain of salt. My new dig for a long time.
What's up with Bulldoze?
Do you not have the dig TM?
I don't know.
I may not actually get it. I think I had dig on mine as consequences of the randomizer.
Kikoa.
That's almost a really cool move.
Boop, boop, wow.
If it were Kiko Ho, it would be really cool.
The Alolan name for Alolan Vulpix is Kio Kio.
Do do do. Skarmory. I like Skarmory's cry a lot.
Who doesn't? Are you fine? Is everything fine?
We'll see.
No, not my little toeskies. I think at level 50 is when Shelgon evolves, so I should be getting a big dragon pretty soon.
Yeah, 50 sounds about right.
I'm very excited.
Why did you just sound like an Italian-American mother?
So what if he sounds like an Italian-American mom? Let him sound how he wants to sound. What does the janitor say when they jump out of the closet? Broom. You may have to explain that one for me.
I hope they say it like Sam Jackson. Surprise, motherfucker!
I just keep barely missing these KOs.
That's not great.
You're not good.
Totally forgot this Dragonair had Ice Beam.
So question about the way my sound is set up. When Discord dings, do you guys hear it?
I haven't.
Insofar, I haven't.
Okay. Okay, cool. Good. Everything working as intended.
Is it working as Nintendo?
Nintendo has fucking nothing to do with my sound setup. Oh, supplied.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's a little bit better. Yeah.
Pokemon and trainers' feelings are stacked together, try receiving the Unleashed Z power.
If the Pokemon and the trainer's feelings are stacked together, you resolve the trainer's feelings first because they're on the top of the stack, and then you resolve the player's feelings.
Rusty, is that some dumb magic joke?
It is.
It is.
Oh, I know what's happening. Okay. I'm having a good AI moment. There we go. I'm like, why is Kingdra keep using smoke screen on my Meganium?
Because it wants to lower your accuracy.
What type is smoke screen normal in this game?
I believe it's normal.
Oh, I thought it was a fire in this game.
No, I think it just wants to lower your accuracy.
Okay.
It doesn't do the only targeting with super effective moves, even if they're
Well, I
status moves.
thought that it didn't only target, but I thought that it
Favored them.
yeah, that's the word I'm looking for.
There is actually a pretty good breakdown as to how the AI works in Gen 2 by a YouTuber named Pieman Rules, who has done a series of videos that basically take all the NPCs from a game and match them from the first 2 generations of the Pokemon games and matches them up together and see who wins. And he basically breaks down how the AI in those games work, all of the routines that they go through. I recommend that one if you wanna. If you're a Gen 2 head like me. It's a good dodge.
I have beaten Claire.
Good job. Claire's tough.
My Meganium was level 38. Claire's Kingdra was level 40.
I will say, outspeeding my Delphox. The Meganium is about as good an answer to Claire's Kingdra as you get in that game.
I was lucky that I got the body slam paralyzed really quickly. In fact, I only body slammed once. I got the paralyzed, so. That is not usually how my luck goes in Pokemon. But
1% Dratini from fishing. Yeah, the fishing odds in this game are not fun.
I feel like fishing in this game is the game that he's playing is the worst that it's ever been.
Tectonic Rage!
I'm really looking forward to whatever they decide to do to Gen 2 starters to finally give them a gimmick. Whatever it's going to be, whether it's a regional variant or
They already did
new
it. They already did
new
that.
gimmick. What was the gimmick for Meganium? What was the gimmick for? I guess they did Typhlosion.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what they did. I have a funny feeling that's what they're gonna do.
What about for Alligator?
He's there, man. You can use him if you want. I unironically love Meganium and Feraligatr Typhlosion. Typhlosion is my favorite Pokemon, probably. And they are Meganium and Feraligatr are not very far behind.
So you think we're never going to get variants of those two?
I don't.
I'm never gonna say never.
I would not be. I would if I had to. You have a gun to my head, and I have to put money somewhere. I'm gonna say no. I want.
It would not. It would not surprise me if they were next.
Who knows? We are kind of in uncharted waters right now. They haven't really announced much for what's going to be happening beyond Scarlet and Violet. But we've got Pokemon Day coming up at the end of the month, so you know.
I was going to say we've got a Pokemon Direct coming, and they did say that the company that did BDSP is doing another set of remakes, right? Isn't that official?
No,
If that is, I don't remember it.
Okay. Maybe I had a nightmare about it.
Are you not a fan of Ilka?
Well, no, I think Ilka made a really, really faithful
It is.
high def remake of BDSP.
It is nothing if not faithful.
There is nothing wrong with the game. Like, there's nothing bad about it. There's just nothing. There's nothing interesting about it.
I would say it is not a particularly far jump from the games it was based on.
It's just chibi.
When compared to things like Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, and Heart Gold, Soul Silver, especially. But
Or even the Let's Go games.
that doesn't particularly speak to me on as being Ilka's fault so much as Game Freak kept them on a short leash.
Yeah, it functions way better than Pokemon's last Pokemon game. Way fewer bugs.
I think comparing the two is apples and oranges. And BDSP.
Oh yeah, that was a joke.
BDSP is not without its glitches.
No, BDSP is.
As a matter of fact, there were some very broken things with that game, especially at launch.
They had to push out patches very quickly.
I guess I missed that.
The big thing with BDSP especially is the menu system is very exploited. And you can kind of like stack menus on top of menus in such a way to let you do some pretty insane sequence breaks. I don't want to be a dragon type fighting a Fury. Coward.
The cool thing about BDSP is that it was programmed in
Unity.
Unity, so the modding community is doing some cool stuff with it.
There's some cool.
And that has caused its own headaches.
There's a couple of mods that I got my eyes on that I'm definitely going to be playing on stream once they're in a playable state. Like, they're doing one that they're updating BDSP to have terrestrialization and Mega Evolution and Z moves, etc., etc. They're just putting every mechanic in the game because they can, because they know how to program it in Unity.
The thing is, I don't know what the other Pokemon games were built in. I don't know what.
It's its own thing. It's not
I assume it's its own.
It's an engine.
Yeah, it's its own.
Not Game Freak engine.
Yeah.
Pokemon engine asterisk.
Yeah. Go drink that cow milk.
I will.
Straight from the source.
It's nutritious. I like how this guy can see through the hole in the wall.
It's very good.
I think that they figured out that they could do that, and they were like, well, we're going to. Are you guys interested in Wild Hearts at all?
That's
The totally not Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
I'll play any game, but I will say I don't feel particularly interested in it.
yeah. No.
Okay. It's half off on Steam right now, so it's like if we're gonna do it, we should grab it now. We're not currently playing a Monster Hunter, and I kind of miss it.
I want to go back to World, but that's for selfish reasons. I'm at Fatalis and I want help.
Yeah, if we go back to World, it's gonna be a while before we're ready to help you with Fatalis.
I would unironically love to go back and just play with you guys. Like I will go put on the I've put on the at level gear.
I mean, you could just make a new character too. It's not hard.
No, I like
Okay.
I like Ultra Karen.
The grumbliest mug in the world!
You saying it like that was very Jack Black-esque.
They're making another one of those. Kung Fu Panda.
I was more referencing Tenacious D era Jack Black, but
He's a panda. He's a grumble mug.
yeah, no, I get where you're coming from. I was just saying that's not where my brain went.
Grumble mug is practically shouting skadoosh.
All right.
I don't think Poe is particularly grumpy. TBH. Poe is the name of the panda.
Yeah. The Kung Fu
What
Panda.
kind of panda, Rusty? Some sort of panda that knows a particular martial art?
The Kung Fu Panda? Is that what you're
He
trying to say?
said the word!
Okay.
I don't get it. I'm not sure.
Okay, that one's above my head.
Yeah,
at least.
that one's above. That one's unfortunately above me, I think. But no, unironically, I like World a lot. I think no offense to Rise, I think Rise is a great game. I like World better.
I just hate going back to World's movement. It feels so clunky.
See, I'm okay with it, but
I would say of the two, I think I prefer Rise.
oh, the movement
I
is
don't-
much better in Rise. You're right.
I don't think I disagree with you that it's a better game overall, like taken in aggregate. I think you're probably right. But I've gotten so used to the quality of life of Rise
Yeah,
that it's hard for me to go back, even knowing that it's better.
yeah. I definitely understand. And there are times when I'm like, yeah, this movement I would rather. I wish I had my Palamute right now and stuff like that. You know.
I am somewhat interested in actually really digging my teeth into Hunting Horn and World, though. It's a lot more complicated,
I
but better. It lets you do more things.
absolutely would love to go back. And if we go back, I may stay on Monster Hunter. Or no, that's his. I may stay on Ultra Karen, and I might try out a different weapon. I might try.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't try Sword and Shield. That's too close to.
I just want to point out an interaction that happened there. I used Headbutt on the Geodude and Graveler to break Sturdy with the chance that it would flinch, and it flinched both times.
Very good.
Nice.
Actually, I thought that was worth acknowledging.
Yeah.
Glad we have evidence that that's a thing that's possible on stream. And I'd like to think that I like to point out where I'm being optimal.
Yeah. That was a good call.
My 5-head.
Shogun is a level and a tiny bit away from being a big old boy.
I think I'm just going to go fly to Executor Island here real quick and see if I can push it over the edge.
But if you're too close to the edge, I can't push you.
Well, Ian, maybe that's what you need to do if you want to learn to fly. Is go over the edge.
You're crazy. It'll never work.
Icarus!
Look at that fucking tree, man.
You're so close to the edge, you're like Bono.
How does the tree frisk you?
I mean, it can reach me from over there.
With its long neck. It just leans way over and just kind of like tussles at you.
Wood hammer.
So you're trying to get it up to 49 and then rare candy it to get to 50?
Get up to level 50.
Yeah, he's probably gonna do that.
Oh.
So that's not great.
He's based off of his other form is the psychic.
Yeah,
type.
it's still no psychic moves. I was hoping it didn't have them. I think it's level 50. I'm not 100% sure it's level 50.
It is. I looked it up.
Yeah,
I looked it up. It is.
I was very sure that it was as well.
Unless they changed its evolution level between here and Scarlet and Violet.
I don't think that has ever happened.
He's gonna go heal real quick and then he'll.
I may have decided against trying to grind it out here because it's full of dragon types that could hit my dragon super effectively. And it would be the nuts to lose it right before it.
Yeah, I was not gonna say anything about it, but
Oh, don't you need to add a badge? You got the Earth.
No, because this only tracks the trial captain ones. The next one is the one I get from Mina, and then the one after that is the one I get from the dragon trial, I think.
Gotcha.
Hey, look. Toggle real quick.
Yeah.
Actually, I think...
I thought you beat Hapu.
Yeah, I did beat Hapu. I think we
Yeah,
actually...
you've only got one more.
Yeah. But Hapu doesn't give you one of these. They're the grand trial, which is different. I think... I'm trying to remember, because I don't know what... It's pink, purple, and then pink again, or...
let me look.
I was going to say... It may be purple is dragon, pink is fairy. And maybe how it works. I can't remember if... Because I thought you got fairy before dragon. But I may be misremembering. But, like I said, one of them I get from Mina. I think the other one's the dragon trial. You can't go look at it. You can only go look at your passport, which is only the stamps.
5, 6, 7 is dragon. So yeah, there's it. And then hold on.
And it may be doing it because that's how it works in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon.
Yeah. What are those called? Trial? They're sun trial.
Trial petals or whatever. Because the fairy trial is an actual thing in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. In this game, it's just like she shows up and gives it to you. Wilmer.
In Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, there are 8. And
Yeah, I think
Sun,
it's
in
the
Sun
badges
Moon, there are 7.
are tracked for. They've got it set up for the USUM, not for the Sun and Moon.
Yeah.
It's fun. I'll check one off when I do get the fairy thing, and one off when I get the dragon, and then we'll be full up. But yeah, there is a final fairy trial in USUM. If you want to go see it, we did a playthrough of it. Ian was piloting that one.
Yep.
Luminium. Now, how I'm going to beat the Dragon Trial, I have no fucking clue.
I just beat my Dragon Trial.
Oh, well, good for you.
Like, I just got the Rising back.
I'm going to drift around here for a little bit.
That shark is having fun.
I love the feeling of, like, pushing the stick up and I am going down. The fins on the bottom of it kind of give it like a little bow tie.
A little bit.
Or nuts.
They are a little...
Or testicles, Rusty. Yeah, whatever, man.
They are a little nutsacky.
It could be like little feet. Like little, like, Kirby feet.
I did initially see them a little bit as feet. And then I was like, do I make the nuts joke? And then Rusty beat me to it.
Love doing this, like, drifting. Minion over here walking like the albacore tuna.
Bottom.
He put safeguards in place. Well, Rusty, if those are nuts, I'm going to be dragging those nuts.
Thank you, Nathan.
Haha.
It's about to get a lot more dragon.
What? Shell God is evolving?
Oh, hell yeah, brother. I'm a fucking dragon.
Yo, Shell God just elements.
Dragon! Look at that. Look at that. Give me the little doodle bop. Yeah, yeah. This is Salamence, the dragon Pokemon. It flies around with its wings, which have grown in at last. In its happiness, it gushes hot flames, burning up the fields it passes over.
Oh, it's just straight up a European dragon.
It wants to fly.
One of the only TM moves, or HM moves that get
Learned via level up.
Yep.
Sea King gets Waterfall.
It does.
What other
Something gets surf.
HMs get learned naturally?
I know at least Rayquaza learns fly via level up.
Yep.
But, in later games where TMs aren't a thing, there's generally
HMs.
at least where HMs aren't a thing. There's generally at least one Pokemon that learns former HM moves as level up. For example, Mudsdale, I believe, gets Strength. Look at that.
Yeah, you don't get the fairy until like right there at the end of the game.
I think the battle tree is all kind of blocked off at the post game, but the fairy trial is something you get like very, very close to the beating the game there.
Like I'm pretty sure
it is like a very scary fight, actually.
I'm pretty sure you finished the ultra plot by the time you get it.
Yeah, I think it's like right after you do that. Yeah. But before you do the Elite Four.
Yeah.
So that's probably a good place for us to end it now that we've got a giant freaking dragon. We should be back on Sunday for more
Baldur's Gate,
Super Bowl, Baldur's Gate, Bonanza, and other words that start with B.
Is next Baldur's Gate Day a Super Bowl day?
It is.
Yes, Baldur's Gate is going to be played on the same day that the Atlanta Falcons take on the...
Say another team. Pull another team out of your hat right now.
Atlanta Falcons.
Nebraska Cornhuskers.
They are...
That's a college team.
Yeah.
Atlanta Falcons. And we should be back with more Stream Sunday and then more of this next week. And more love in my heart for you every waking moment of my life. Goodbye.
Bye.